Yo, what up YouTube? What up boxing fans? This is going to be my review on Manny Pacquiao's boxing record slash resume, because that's what a resume is for a boxer, is his record, right? So I'm just going to go through how he splashed onto the scene, how he got really famous off of some of his biggest fights, like on HBO, like against Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales. And I'm going to try and give a critical analysis of his matchmaking so far. So, he did start off in the flyweight, very light divisions, strawweight, fighting at 110, 115. And then he moved his way up to the super bantamweight division. And he captured the IBF super bantamweight title against Leho Ledwaba. That was his first fight that had some HBO television involved. And then he went on, after a technical draw against Agapito Sanchez, he went on a KO streak, knocking out Jorge Alicio Julio. This name is, I could easily butcher it. So he knocked out another guy in one round, and then he went on to face Emmanuel Lucero. And that was really, to me, that was the first time I saw Manny Pacquiao. And I have to admit, after this fight, I had a conversation with some of my high school buddies, and we were impressed, we were just completely impressed with this kid. We knew this kid had super power in his hand, and he could really be a force in the featherweight or the super bantamweight division. And when I found out he was being matched against Marco Antonio Barrera in his next fight, I was shocked because, in my mind, Barrera was a complete legend. So, and now he turned into more of a boxer. So I thought he would outbox Manny Pacquiao. I was completely fucking wrong. And Manny Pacquiao just pulled out a classic Manny Pacquiao style victory where he just swarmed Barrera from the first round and onward. He knocked him down. No, I don't think Barrera was never knocked down, but I remember Pacquiao was knocked down in the first round, and he got up with a fury, and he really he went on to hurt Barrera several times. Although he was never down, he went on to knock him out. Technically knocked him out where the referee stopped the fight in the 11th round, just due to accumulation of punishment. He was destroying Barrera. We've never seen Marco Antonio Barrera destroyed in this type of fashion before. So that fight put him on the map, since it was main event. I believe it was HBO After Dark or HBO Championship Boxing. So that was our championship glimpse of Manny Pacquiao. And boy, what a force he was. He went on to face Juan Manuel Marquez in a thriller. I mean a thriller, because that first round is such a classic first round of Manny Pacquiao, where he knocks down Marquez 3 times. And I don't know how one of the judges scored a 10-7 and 2 of the judges scored a 10-6. If that judge scored a 10-6, Manny Pacquiao would have won the fight. Instead, it got ruled a draw because Juan Manuel Marquez came back strong like he always does. And this fight was ruled a draw. I personally had Manny Pacquiao winning, but, that's boxing. He went on to face Fashion 3K Battery, another easy knockout in 4 rounds. And then he took on Eric Morales. And this was one of his first losses that was televised on HBO. It was a mega fight. Bob Arum set it up. And it was a great fight. I remember Manny Pacquiao, Eric Morales being very competitive. I remember Larry Merchant saying he scored it a draw. But Eric Morales really stuck that jab in Manny Pacquiao's face. He was very aggressive. When Manny Pacquiao came in with a flurry, Eric Morales would come right back with his own flurry. And that's really what made it such a great fight. It was such a back and forth affair. And then later on in the fight, Manny Pacquiao got cut over his eye, and that really affected the way he was fighting because he couldn't see out of one of his eyes. So he was just throwing punches at Morales whenever he had the opportunity, and then he was just getting outboxed at the same time because he's fighting with one eye, so he's getting hit, but he's throwing a lot of punches, and it just that cut really caught up with him, and he couldn't be as effective as he would without the cut. So Manny Pacquiao ends up losing that fight by unanimous decision. So he really comes back strong. He moves. He didn't move up in weight quite yet, although he fought Eric Morales at 130 pounds, which was a move up in weight. So then he fought Hector Velasquez, and he knocked him out easy. Although it was a 6-round knockout, I remember the first 5 rounds were competitive, and you could even say he was losing. But then, he just pulled out a wicked left hand that stops Hector Velasquez.